Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Combat Chain stream featuring Team Clout Chasers versus Team Fab Chaos. And this is actually a straggler match from last week with Fab Chaos being up 3-1 in that series. So, yeah, unfortunately, they couldn't get their last match in time. So they're just getting it done now. Every match still being important here because of the fact that uh, the players are playing for they're playing for league ranking. You know, they're the teams still each win matters for the tiebreakers, and those teams are trying to secure ideally they're in each division, each team's looking for the first spot, but top three guarantees that they're not at risk of being relegated. Well, a div 3, if they expand to a div 4 next season, you guarantees you from being relegated to that div 4. But anyway, we see in this matchup here, we've got Frank Hung taking on Gregory Patellis, and we've got Frank on the right in red. He's on Viserai versus Gregory on the left in blue on Dorinthia. And this is super interesting. We see a Dorinthia Sabres list. That's not something we see too often. So right off the bat, I'm thinking like, what what kind of plan is Gregory looking to employ to really get that edge. Uh, Blade Runner, a really interesting card from Everfest, does play well into the one-handed warrior model because it does give go again as an attack reaction. I see chat starting to liven up there. No problems. It's my pleasure to stream, guys. And so we see here Gregory started off with the sharpened steel into the hit and run. Into, is that a push forward? This is an interesting list. Let me zoom in a little closer here because these are cards we don't see played as often. So I believe it was off the first Centauri Saber. He's now playing the sharpened steel, the hit and run, and the push forward. So that's going to give this second Saber, let's see, +3, +5, +6, and dominate. So we're looking at 8 dominate. Frank thinking about throwing Scalata at this right away. And it looks like just that, yeah. Frank going down to 34. Frank is at 4 rune chance though. And these players playing quite fast. So we're going into the start of Frank's turn. Frank's got a 5-card hand, 4 rune chance. Gregory's still at 40 health. We're going to see Become the Arcanite get played. You got to wonder what's Frank going to look for already? Is he going to read the runes here? Is he going to Scalata or Sonata here? Mordred Tide. So that's going to make a rune chant go up to 5. Into a Sonata. We do have the Scalata activation here. So at 5, X is going to be 2. So we're going to be looking at 5 cards, I believe. Sonata, meet and greet, Become, and you hope to see another. Ooh, that's a tough split for Frank there. Super Monkey, those cards won't be banned until May 2nd. And then because the league is a non-sanctioned entity, there is the possibility that they will, for the simplicity of the game's sake, wait till the end of the season to ban these cards within the league. I certainly bet the league will take action on these cards as well now that they are addressed by LSS. So we see off that Mordred, we're going to play the meet and greet. This is going to be 7 Arcane. Yeah, I got confused there when that ticked up to 8. 7 Arcane, 4 Physical, go again. Makes 2 Room Chance on the back end. It's going to make another 2 if it hits. You see Gregory's happy to take the Arcane here. He's down to 32. So it looks like we're going to throw Courage and Brave Forge Bracers at the meet and greet. That's an easy block there for an extra 2 Room Chance. Frank thinking about pitching a Revel here. Looks like he's going to go ahead with it to play another meet and greet. So this is going to be another 4 and 2, go again, makes another 2 on the back end. And that makes sense. If Frank's looking to try to save some Rune Chance here, you definitely don't want to play that Revel. You'd rather pitch that Revel. Playing it would in fact destroy any Rune Chance at the end of Frank's turn. So we see Valiant Dynamo is going to get thrown at this and block for 1. So we are going to get the trigger on meet and greet, an extra 2 Rune Chance being generated there. Frank back to 4 Rune Chance. Not too bad of a way to end a Scalata turn. However, Gregory's still at 27, so I wonder if maybe that wasn't enough. Gregory still also has a 4-card hand. I'd say this is still anyone's game. We're going to see a slice and dice here into a sharpened steel. So that's going to be +4 on the first weapon attack this turn. Followed by another, unless Gregory's got more tricks up his sleeve, just another +3 on the second one. So still on the first weapon swing here. +4 gets us to 6. We're going to see the hit and run for the go again, so that's going to give an additional +3 to the next weapon swing. So we're going to see that second Centauri come in for 8. Oof, that's a big number. And it looks like Frank's just going to take all that and go to 20. We're going to have a fast game here for sure, it looks like. These players just hacking and slashing at each other. So we go into the start of Frank's turn. Frank on a 4-card hand. He's going to lead off with the Mob Skies. Is that, I believe that's a yellow Mob Skies. It is. Into a red Spellblade Strike. So this is going to be 4, go again. Makes 2 Rune Chance on the back end. And it does have 4 Rune Chance on it. So it's technically 8 with go again. My apologies. Making 2 Rune Chance on the back end. It'll make another 2 if the physical hits. Gregory thinking long and hard about his blocks here. Gregory is starting to run out of equipment blocks here, so that is something to keep in mind. He probably doesn't want to block with Courage again, wanting to save that for a big turn instead. He still has a block on Brave Forge. He does have a block on Dynamo. And it looks like we're going to resolve the Arcane. We're going to resolve the whole thing here. So that's going to be another 2 Rune Chance made on the back end. And we're going to see a Rosetta for another 8 here in total. We are going to throw Dynamo and Brave Forge bracers at it, at the 2 physical on Rosetta. So we're going to stay at 13 here. And now Gregory's turn to come back with a 4-card hand. Frank's still at 20, so probably not going to be able to threaten Frank's entire hand, but nonetheless able to threaten to bring Frank down into a threshold where Frank's starting to be worried about we see the sharpened steel into the first saber, coming in for 5. Attack reaction blade runner, give it go again. Next attack gets +3. Frank's still thinking here. Yeah, he's going to go to 15, it looks like. We're going to see Brave Forward Racers get used here. An additional +1 to the next attack. So that's going to be a second saber for 6. Threatening to take Frank to 9. And we see an in the swing get played here. This gives an additional +3, taking Frank all the way to 6. Frank does have a full hand here, though. Gregory's at 13. Frank certainly, I'm certain, hoping to strip some cards out of Gregory's hand this time. We're going to see a Mordred Tide start off the turn here. Every time a rune chant gets made, it makes an additional rune chant. Follow that up by a Rune Blood Incantation. This is going to be for 2 rune chants. The Rune Blood Incantation will also cut 3 counters on it at the start of Frank's turn. He removes the counter to make a rune chant. Ooh. And just ending off on a read the runes here. It looks like a red read the runes. So Frank going all the way up to 8 rune chants. But this late in the game, a hand that does pressure, that's a hard position to be in. Because certainly, now that Gregory's coming back in with a 4-card hand, and Frank's at 6, that's a tough position. Mind you, Frank still has full blocks on Skullcap, full blocks on Grasp. And we're going to see equipment get thrown. Oh, the Iron Song Determination. I missed that get flashed out there. That's that giving Dominate to the Centauri Saber here. An interesting note about Iron Song Determination is its target weapon. So you can't give both sabers go again. You do have to choose one. But this still putting Frank in a tough corner. Don't imagine Frank's going to manage to get back to his turn on a 5-card hand. Frank thinking about blocks here. Thinking about throwing creepers at this as well. Because let's see, this is coming in for 5 currently. So Frank thinking about blocking this out for 5 with equipment. And it looks like we've committed to that block here. Yeah. With the go again. Ooh, we see another. That's a tough one for. That's a tough one for Frank. So this is going to be another 4 dominate. Or 3 dominate, my apologies. Maybe, though, on that note, Frank does get to his turn on a 5-card hand. Because at this point, Gregory doesn't have any attack reaction he can threaten. Yeah, and it looks like that. We see just that. Did cost Frank his creepers. Down to 3 life. But he's now coming back on 9 rune chance. Pitching a Dread Triptych to come with a Blue Oath of the Arknight. This is going to put Frank up to 10 rune chance. Gregory does have the Arcane Barrier to deal with this. And we're going to see the Swarming come in. This is going to be 4 go again. 4 and 10 Arcane go again, I should say. And it does make the rune chant on the back end. So 1, 2, so yes, all modes are active on the Swarming. Third mode being on hit of the physical. Arcane can't be prevented for the rest of the turn. 5 for Mo. Thank you, chat. Yeah, Oath of the Arknight giving +1 and making a rune chant. So the Swarming is at 5. All modes active. And this is a tough position for Gregory to be in. You've got 1 floating still on Frank's end. 2 cards that you don't know what they are. Gregory has to be careful here because he can't just soak damage at this point. He's only got Arcane Barrier 1, and we haven't seen a Rebel be played yet on top of that. If Gregory lets his life threshold drop too low, he's going to put himself in a position where he won't be able to deal with. He won't be able to deal with even with a 4-card hand, whatever Frank possibly pumps out at the end of his turn. So we're going to see a pitch of a blue here to prevent 3 rune chance. Take 7. And then we're going to think about the physical. I imagine this is going to be dynamos and a block from hand for this Swarming. Oh, right, but the Swarming is at 5, so do you just 2-card block this? Okay, we're going to see a block for 4, so we're going to take 1. Arcane can't be prevented. Well, I'm not sure why we're throwing the Brave Forge bracers out there. I think we meant to grab the dice. That makes more sense. We're going to see another Swarming. Oh. So this one's threatening 4. All modes still active here. And we're going to see, looks like that's game. Frank able to come in over the top with the Rosetta. And that was certainly a quick match. Both players kind of just choosing to just take the damage, swing back and forth until a winner was decided. So like I said, that was a straggler match from last week for Div 3, Clout Chasers versus Fab Chaos. And we do have Fab Chaos taking that series 3-2. But I believe Clout Chasers still in a really good position to push for first place. Clout Chasers, last I checked, let me just pull up the standings here. And yeah, we up going into this past week. Clout Chasers were 3-0 with a 10-5 record. Darkside Games coming in second, 2-1 with a 10-5 record. So Clout Chasers, even taking this loss here, are still, we'll have to wait for the standings to be updated, but are still at worst tied for first place. So that's a pretty good position to be in. Clout Chasers in a really good position to push for that relegation up to Div 2 at the end of the season here at this point. But I think that's going to do it for this edition of the Flesh and Blood Team League stream. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. As always, please like and subscribe on Facebook. And we'll have, and if you can follow us on Twitter, we'll keep you updated with all the Flesh and Blood Team League action we can at the Combat Chain on Twitter. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. And until next time, we're closing the Combat Chain.